10 things that we collectors want to see from the Pokemon card company in the future. What's up guys, DJ back again, and in this video I'm going to share with you 10 ideas slash suggestions that I've come up with that I think that the collectors and the investors of the Pokemon card universe want to see from the Pokemon card company. And we're focusing mainly on Pokemon cards. Feel free to leave your suggestions down below, add to my list of these, 10 things. I'm sure a lot of these things, is going to relate to a lot of you guys. As a collector myself, I do feel, and I talk to a lot of collectors, we all feel the same way with a lot of these things. So hopefully you like my list. Feel free to add more in the comment section below. Let's get to it. First thing on the list, first edition stamps. Bring that back. Bring it back. Imagine if they started doing first edition stamps on these modern cards. Imagine that. Of course, I can imagine the scalpers just scalping a lot of that. And we've seen first edition and the effects it has on prices and on collectability. So, I think that would be an awesome idea if they brought that back. It will also look after the collectors a lot, or the people who are here first edition stamp. I think it's really cool. This idea I actually got from a subscriber. I think his name's Aussie Stacker. I think his name is. Brilliant idea. I've heard it from other people as well, but this time around it stuck to me. And I think it's definitely a great idea to have, especially when it comes to reprint issues and all that with what people think about reprints and stuff. But first edition stamp, that's an awesome idea. And we've seen the difference in prices for vintage first edition versus vintage unlimited. So, I'm not saying it's a guarantee it's going to be the same way or same style, but definitely I see that, that's what a lot of us want to see in the future, and hopefully Pokemon does do that. That will be a really awesome idea. So that's the first idea. Let's move on to the second one. The second suggestion is for Pokemon to do a starter set. And what I mean by that is make a set designed all about the starter type Pokemon, or the starter Pokemon. So Bulbasaur, Charmander, Venusaur, every single starter Pokemon there is from back in the day to now. Alright, so even like Litten and Totodile and stuff like that. So all their evolutions, from stage 1 to stage 3, and just to make a set completely around that. I reckon that will be awesome for a lot of people, because a lot of us started by playing the games, and even if you're young now and you just started collecting now, you might be just playing the games that just came out recently, so you are familiar. Everyone is familiar with starter type Pokemon. You might even want to add Pikachu into that list, because Ash's starter Pokemon was a Pikachu. But in a general sense, this set would be just completely filled with starter Pokemon. And how many starters are there? Let me do some math. So according to Google, there's 23 starters, and I think that's just the base form. So if you go 23 by 3, as they evolve into 3 stages, I guess you can go 69? 23 times 3? I don't know, I think that's right, but that's like a 70 card set. And maybe you might have, a full art version of some like Blastoise and Venusaur and Charizard or something like that, and make the set equal to about 150. Most of the sets nowadays are about that size anyway, so I think they can manage that. I think that would be a really cool set to have. I'm just actually looking at my phone at these starters, and they can do so much with it, and I think a lot of people will love that kind of set, all the evolved forms, all from base to the stage 2 and stage 3. So that's the second suggestion. Let's go. The next set idea would be to separate all the sets into generations, and there are 8 generations according to Google. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but it says there's 8. That's Bulbapedia and all that. So imagine if they had 8 separate sets with just their generation in each set. So the very first one would be the first 150 Pokemon in a set. And I have said that in a video before. I would love to see something like that. And the artworks from, you know, the posters that have the list of the Pokemon, the artworks of those would be on the cards. I think that would be awesome. I think that would be a great idea. And that, you know, provides them 8 separate sets and not to mix the generations with generations. So as we can see, you know, even with modern stuff, Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon, you're seeing some Gen 1 Pokemon mixed in with some Gen 7 and Gen 8 and all that. Just imagine sets just designed specifically on generation and no mixing at all. I think that will, you know, really hit home to a lot of people for separate sets. If you grew up in the black and white era, maybe that's a Gen 4 or 5 or something like that. And maybe if you're growing up now, you'd want to collect the, you know, the Generation 8 set. And, you know, a lot of the OG guys like myself would love to have the Gen 1 or Gen 2 and Gen 3 sets. And just with those specific Pokemon and with unique artwork, not reprinting other artworks or anything like that. So something new, something cool. And I think that will be a great idea for Pokemon to do in the future. Just like any of the other ideas I'm sharing here as well. While I'm at that, don't forget to list your ideas down below as well. I'm very keen to find those out too. Next idea is reprint vintage sets. Now, I think this will, you know, this idea has come up a few times. I think it's generated from the Evolution set. So that is virtually a reprint of base set, except, you know, modernized. So obviously there's different set symbols and some slight differences between the sets. That was a brilliant idea for Pokemon to do. It brought a lot of people back to the game. It was very good for collectors and even investors who bought Evolutions booster boxes and sold them for $800 a piece. You know who you are. But also, you know, one thing I might change with that is with that reprint, well, semi-reprint, they, you know, didn't reprint every single card from base set. They left out 2 of the most important cards. Venusaur and Blastoise holographics from the base set, and they, you know, they changed them to like the GXs and stuff like that. They modernized it, which is fine. I don't mind that because this is meant to be some sort of modernized set, a bit of a fusion. I don't mind if they did that as a reprint for Jungle or Fossil or something like that, but what they should do is, you know, those sets are fairly small, 62, 64 cards. Reprint the whole set, you know, keep the original artwork, maybe slight changes like Evolutions, and then if you want to add cards to make it interesting, add cards to it to make it 100 or 150 cards, something like that. So that's what I would like to see. I would love to buy Neo Genesis cards at a good price, reprint versions. I really wouldn't mind that. And then, you know, obviously you might have a full art Lugia or something like that in that set, or a full art for Alligator or Typhlosion T17 full art or something like that added on top, you know. So that's what I would love to see, you know, some of the vintage sets reprinted just like Evolutions, except keep all the cards in it, don't leave out any, because I think a lot of people love all the artworks of those sets, and then add extra to it. So because this is Sword and Shield era, I'm not sure if this will happen or whatever, but if they were to do it in Sword and Shield era, which I think was expected for the 25th anniversary, but instead we're getting, you know, the Shiny Star V kind of set, you know, the 4.5 thingo, which is fine too, but I think a lot of people thought, oh, it's the 25th anniversary, it might be like Evolutions, you know, the 20th anniversary, except they'll do Jungle or Fossil or Rocket, you know, instead of doing Shiny Star V or 4.5. But that's what it is. But I think that idea will be awesome too, you know. I know people don't really like, you know, reprints, and maybe they think Pokemon's lazy by doing that, but by doing this, I think it will definitely bring back a lot of people, very similar to the Evolution style. Just don't leave out the cards that people want. I don't want to see a Jungle reprint without a Snorlax holographic in the set, or a Pidgeot without a Pidgeot, or without a Flareon, you know. Keep all the cards in there and maybe add some cards to make it bigger, make it interesting, you know. So that's the next one moving forward. So a similar idea to that would be an updated gym challenge, gym heroes kind of set. And I'm not talking about a reprint of those, okay? You can do reprints like those, like I said in the last suggestion, but what I mean is the up-to-date gym leaders right now. So the gym leaders in Sword and Shield or in Sun and Moon, you know, do sets for them, okay? I think that will be really good for the current fans of Pokemon, the anime fans, the guys that play the game. And I'm trying not to think only of myself, because I already know I do focus a lot on the vintage kind of stuff. That's where I grew up. That's the Pokemon that I love. The last game I played was Sun and Moon. I was a fan of X and Y as well, you know, the video game. So I wouldn't mind if they did gym challenge kind of set of those gym leaders, because I know them. And same with, you know, Sun and Moon and Sword and Shield. I think that would be a good idea to just, you know, get people engaged into the games as well. So yeah, I think if they made an up-to-date version of a gym set, you know, of some sort, you know, have the gym leader on the card, I'm trying to think of some of the recent gym leaders, Bird Keeper or something. I'm really bad with this, but I might have some pictures on the walls here or something like that. But that's what I think they should do. That will be a cool idea. Moving on. The next idea is very, very similar to that. It's piggybacking off it. But instead of focusing on gym leaders and stuff, why don't we do some character kind of sets? So, you know, I don't mean the character cards in Cosmic Eclipse, but like, you know, we've seen Ash's Pikachu, but we can do like Ash's Voltorb, or he didn't have a Voltorb, Ash's Butterfree or Ash's Muck and stuff like that. So, or you can even have, who was it? Officer Jenny's Arcanine or Growlithe, Nurse Joy's Chansey. So all the characters that aren't gym leaders or gym, you know, you can have Bird Keeper Owl or something, or Youngster Joey Weedle. Stuff like that, you know, just do the other characters, make it a bit interesting, have their faces on the card as well, you know, and have their names on the card too. I think people will like that, and people will remember those characters, especially when you're talking about Ash. So in Gym Challenge and Gym Heroes, they had Brock and Misty, because they were gym leaders in a sense. But then you can also have, like I said, the other characters that we don't really see often, or maybe they just made one appearance on the anime or in the game. So I think that would be really cool too. And then, you know, you can do like full arts of them, very much similar to that, you know, the red versus blue full art, or, you know, they can have a Professor Oak's laboratory of some sort, and he has certain Pokemon in the laboratory. I think that's a work in progress, but that's definitely an idea that they could explore. They could also do something like a villains kind of a set with villains. So it's just like Team Rocket, the Team Grunts, and yeah, of course they had the Rocket set. I know that. They can reprint that if they wanted to. But imagine if they had up to date, you know, some, you know, villains and blah blah, you know. I don't know, these are just definitely suggestions that I'm just thinking off at the top of my head, but I think that would be a great idea. All the villains all in one set, all the heroes kind of in one set. That would be a nice little, you know, heroes versus villains kind of idea. So moving forward, the next idea is to share some love for the Stage 1 Pokemon. How about some sets just purely based on Stage 1 Pokemon? No Stage 2, no Stage 3, no, you know, Charizards, no Venusaurs, no Blastoises, or anything like that. Stage 1. So we're going to give them like a full art Charmander, a full art Sandshrew, or something like that. I think that'll be fun. I know there's a lot of people out there that actually just like the Stage 1 Pokemon, or certain Stage 1 Pokemon. Some people like Pikachu over Raichu, so instead of having a Raichu card, you just have a Pikachu. I know Pikachu is very famous and has plenty of cards, but let's give some love to like Zubats or Caterpies and Weedles and stuff. A full art Weedle, can you imagine that? But, you know, there are fans of all, like, you know, there's so many Pokemon, so many people that like different Pokemon, and I know, you know, we have the general feelings for Charizard and Pikachu and all those famous Pokemon, but imagine just a full art Abra. That would be cool. A full art Abra card, or a full art, what other Stage 1 Pokemon that just doesn't really, you know, gets love, okay? Krabby, or full art Krabby or something like that. You know, the whole set will be based on the Stage 1 Pokemon. I think that's cool. I think that's a good idea. It's not just the starters, you know, I did say that before, but stage 1 from back then, stage 1 from now, you know, there's so many options, so many things you could do there. You can even possibly do a stage 1 with the baby set, so all the baby Pokemon like Togekiss, I think, or Cleffa, something like that, Igglybuff. You know, a baby set as a, you know, how would you say, inside that set, a subset within a set, something like that. So like a stage 1 set and then a subset of baby Pokemon. I think that'll be cool. I think that'll be nice, you know, a bit of a refreshing, a bit of a, you know, sharing some love to those Pokemon. You know, the common cards and the uncommon cards that we see in today's Pokemon, everyone's just like, just skip through to the holo, skip through to the GX or the full art or the hyper rare or whatever like that. But imagine if all those common cards were actually, you know, a lot of those common cards are stage 1 Pokemon. So how about we have some full art versions of those stage 1 Pokemon, give them some love, get the collectors enjoying it, alright? So yeah, next idea is sets by type of Pokemon, alright? So we're gonna have the best water type Pokemon in one set, and that whole set is gonna be based on water type Pokemon. Or, I don't know how big it is or how many Pokemon there is, but imagine all the water Pokemon in one set, all the fire type Pokemon in one set. How cool would that be? I know there's a lot of people that just collect certain types of Pokemon, just, you know, I only collect dark type Pokemon, or I only like psychic type Pokemon, or something like that. Or, you know, this could really appeal to the players as well, the ones that build decks on certain types. It actually reminds me of some of the theme decks from back in the day, or even now. You know, you have a fire theme deck or an overgrowth, and it only has water type and fighting type or something like that. Or why do I go on a blank? Even the base set, that theme deck was based on fighting type Pokemon. So most of the Pokemon, or all the Pokemon in that theme deck, are fighting. But imagine complete sets on just types of Pokemon. Fairy type, dark type. Oh, it will be cool. Like, it's just only those type of Pokemon are in that set. So yeah, some people might not buy, I don't know, double colorless set or whatever like that. But imagine if they had all the sets for all the types of Pokemon. That would be really cool. And if you don't want to include every single type of Pokemon in that set, you can say, you know, the best of this, the best of fighting, the best of psychic, the best of grass. I don't know. Something like that. I think that'll be a cool idea. Sets by type of Pokemon. I think that's definitely a collector's kind of dream of some sort, especially if they like only one type or two types of Pokemon. So that's the next idea. Let's go. Second last idea is an Elite Four set. Now I think they had a set like this in Japan. It is I think the VS set or the Versus set. I just remember this because there's a Lance's Dragonite in that set, and Lance is obviously technically part of the Elite Four. He's the champion of that. But they can do very much similar to what I was saying before about the gym heroes kind of esque thing. But instead of gym leaders, instead of the characters that I was talking about before, how about just the Elite Four? And it could be the Elite Four from all generations, not just from the very first generation. So I think that would be really cool. That's everyone's goal in the video game, to beat the Elite Four, beat the gym leaders and then go to the Elite Four. So, maybe straight after having those up-to-date gym sets, they can have an Elite Four set where it has the Elite Four member and their Pokemon. I think that would be super duper cool. And I think a lot of collectors would love that, because they can relate to the game and they can relate to the Elite Four and to their Pokemon, because we trained our Pokemon, or we built our party to beat them as well. So we kind of know Lance has a Gyarados, he has a Dragonite, he's got like 2 or 3 Dragonites, or a Dragonair, so I'm just reminding myself of some of these Pokemon. But they can definitely do a whole set based on the Elite Four and the Champions Pokemon. and with the Elite Four name on it, and you know how I mean. But that is the second last idea. Time for the very last idea. The last one is a very interesting one because I see it a lot lately, and that is if Pokemon adapted some custom-made cards. And I mean the designs, okay? There are a lot of custom-made designs out there that look beautiful, but the thing is, they're technically classed as fake because it's not made by the Pokemon company. It's somebody who designed it, somebody who made it themselves. So I can design a card and print it out, and that's, you know, that's a custom-made card, right? It's a proxy. But there are some really cool designs out there, and some fusion designs where it has like Deadpool and Pikachu, and just like the artwork is amazing. So imagine if Pokemon the company hired some of these like street arts. I know they've done some street artist cards, but imagine if they did those kind of real. I've seen like the gold ones. I'm not really a fan of that, but you know, some of the character fusion ones. You know, they did a Mario Pikachu and a Luigi Pikachu. I've seen different variations of that. I've seen a Wario Pikachu, and like a Deadpool and a Avengers type theme. I think that's really cool. I think the designs are awesome. They're also very, they're kind of full art, but not really full art at the same time. So, you know, if Pokemon looked at these designs and be like, wow, these look cool, this looks cool, and then just apply that to themselves and like, you know, all right, we'll hire this designer or whatever. I know it can get complicated, but this is just a fantasy kind of thing. These are hopes and dreams of some collectors. They would love to see some of their custom-made cards made as an actual card. And some of these custom-made cards reminds me of some Dragon Ball Super artwork, Dragon Ball Heroes artworks. Those artworks are beautiful, and that's why I collect those cards too. Like the artwork takes up the whole card. But yeah, I think that's a great idea if they did some more fusions like that. You know, some superhero cards mixed in, or you know, imagine a Goku with a Pikachu next to it or something like that. I know they might have some copyright stuff or, you know, things to work out legally with that, but I have seen some custom-made cards just with Pokemon on it, so they don't even have to mix a Batman with a Bulbasaur or something like that. You know, they can just mix Pokemon with Pokemon, which they've done before, tag teams of some sort, but the designs just really popping out of the screen, like those custom-made cards I've seen on Unlisted Leaf, I've seen just everywhere. There's a particular card that I really like. It's a Primeape, because, you know, I love Primeape. That's my favorite Pokemon. I'll put it up on the screen. You can have a look. Just like I'm putting up plenty of other custom-made cards that I think look really cool that Pokemon could definitely take on board. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's 10 things that I think Pokemon can not necessarily work on, but I think that they could pretty much do that can help this hobby grow even more. And also, I think that's what collectors and investors would like to see in the future for Pokemon to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Did you like my ideas? Do you think there's other things? Share your thoughts, share your things in the comment section below. I'll see you again in 2 to 3 days time. Bye. Burp.